What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode in the FIFA 17 career mode. This is episode number 2, and we started today's episode off with some player training and also seeing that Queen's Park Rangers are going to match the counter offer we asked for David Nugent in the last episode. We asked him to match £1.6 million, which is his valuation, and they say yes. He looks like he's on his way to Loftus Road. We also put in yet another bid for Lindelof here, but this seems very unlikely that we'll be getting the Swedish centre-half. I would like to pick him up from Benfica, and if we can get him for around £12 million, I'd like to see it. But of course, as you guys know, in the last episode, FC Cologne did accept a £7 million bid for Dominic Heinz. We offered him a contract, but as you can see, he turned it down. He says he loves living there, he doesn't want to relocate, doesn't want to come to the Premier League, and I said, come on mate, Middlesbrough's not that bad. So I offered him a new contract, gave him 30 grand a week, 5-year deal, and we shall wait and see what he says. But following that as well, we started to look for some new strikers as well. Obviously now the pre-season tournament has finished, now the real nitty-gritty stuff begins, getting our sleeves rolled up and starting to act accordingly in the transfer market, putting some bids for more players and look to sell on some players as well. As you can see, we looked at some new strikers here with Nugent about to go to Queen's Park Rangers, Saido Berahino of West Brom, or Danny Ings, the former Burnley striker, now playing for Liverpool. Wouldn't mind either of those players for around £8.5 million. And also putting a bid for this guy as well, Tammy Abraham. Now, some of you guys may not know who he is. He's a young striker, a teenager right now, currently on loan at Bristol City, and he's tearing things up at Ashton Gate, but he's on loan from Chelsea in the real world, in real life. He's a Chelsea player, he's on loan at Bristol City, he's had a fantastic start to life in the Championship on loan, but in the game, he's not on loan from Chelsea, he's a permanent Bristol City player. So because of that, we're going to exploit that and try and bring him to the Riverside Stadium. But lots more bids as well, Benny Kofobe, Belotti as well, Yusuf Poulsen, some of these players I put on my transfer targets video a few days ago, and Mitrovic as well, and we shall see if we can get one of these strikers to come in. Obviously Negredo is here in the first season at Middlesbrough on a 1-year loan deal, but we want someone who can come off the bench and be a backup striker, but also have enough potential to succeed Negredo, because it's highly unlikely that I'll bring Negredo back on a permanent deal after his loan spell ends after this year, unless he does insanely well, and I think we can't live without him. But as you can see, lots of clubs did reject the valuation bids for these players, but as you can see, West Brom did accept the bid for Saido Berahino of £8.5 million, as once again Dominic Heinz turned down his contract. So I discussed this in the last episode, and I'll say it again: if you're a new player to career mode and you want to start buying players, always put in a valuation bid first. There's a good chance the club will say no and reject you and ask for more money, but sometimes you'll be surprised. A club may accept a straight valuation bid and say that's enough. But as you can see, Nugent did indeed go to Loftus Road for £1.6 million, totally fine with that, as Benfica once again rejected that bid for Lindelof. So we're going to forget all about him and go back in for Dominic Heinz, who for the second time turned down our contract. First of all, he said he didn't want to relocate. Now he says he wants a bigger role in his squad. So I said, alright, fair enough, we'll give you 30 grand a week, a 5-year deal, crucial first team player status, and we shall wait and see what he says. The reason I was hesitant not to go to crucial first team player status is because even though he will be in the first 11 on a regular basis, I'm not too sure how good his potential is and how good he'll be in the future. But he should be alright, you know, 22 years old, 77 overall. So if he plays first team football, does grow quite nicely, I'm sure he'll continue to be an important member of this first team squad. But again, crucial first team player status means he needs to play a lot of games for him to be happy, but hopefully he will be. But still, we had a couple bids here for some new, a couple new bids here for our youngsters who are on the transfer list right now. We have no plans to keep them, so we're going to let them go for less than their valuation and not bother bartering with the club coming in. And also Liverpool rejected our bid for Danny Ings, which is fine. He's on a lot of money anyway, and to be honest, I don't want to try and get him to reduce his wage demands, as normally that doesn't work, at least in last year's FIFA that was the case. But still, Dominic Heinz does finally, at the third time of asking, accept his contract and come in on a 5-year deal on 30 grand a week. So my first signing in my FIFA 17 career mode is Dominic Heinz. And I want to say as well, a big well done to Bradley Abbott and also Fred Kolishin, is that how you pronounce that, who guessed correctly. Now, last night on Twitter, I said I'd made my first signing for Middlesbrough. I was excited to show you who it was. I gave you a clue. I said he was a Bundesliga defender, had loads and loads of people guessing, trying to get involved, and I said I'd include the tweets of anyone that got it right. It was indeed Dominic Heinz, so well done to those two. They guessed correctly. Heinz is my first signing as manager of Middlesbrough. I didn't give too many clues, just told you he was a Bundesliga defender. I didn't want to give you, you know, too obvious of a clue, you know, and say he's a, you know, his initials are DH or his last name's Heinz, for example. But anyway, well done to those two for guessing correctly. So Heinz comes in £7 million, and again, I think he looks like a really decent signing. So I think he'll help us this season keep more clean sheets and be a solid defender. So he becomes my first signing at the Riverside Stadium, because we still have loads of money left over as well after the £24 million we inherited, and also of course the 30% boost, and also winning the tournament as well, the pre-season tournament. We right now have quite a lot of money to work with at Middlesbrough. So despite that £7 million signing, we still had like £25 million left, so still room to bring in more players. And the second signing for Middlesbrough was Saido Berahino. So you saw me scouting all these players. I should say you didn't see me scouting, I did this behind the scenes. I scouted all these players, got them on a short list. Now we're out of the pre-season tournament though, the business begins. We start bringing in players, and Saido Berahino becomes our second signing. £8.5 million, it was his valuation, 22 years old, 77 overall, just like Dominique Heinz. And as a striker, I've had Berahino a couple times before. He's always been solid for me whenever I've called upon him, so I'm pretty happy with that signing there. And he comes in and will be our new backup striker, and possibly he'll replace Negredo as the years go by after Negredo's loan deal will end come the end of the season. Also, our goalkeeper is going to join David Nugent and go off to Loftus Road. Thomas May he has. I think that's one of the Real Madrid goalkeepers that Aitor Karanka took with him to the Riverside Stadium. Of course, now he's not here, I'm here, and I've got no plans to use him. And also, as you can see, we had a couple of transfer offers accepted as well. One bid for Will Hughes, the Derby County midfielder. Wouldn't mind bringing him to the Riverside Stadium, 21 years old, 74 overall. That was a bid of £4.4 million. And also Tammy Abraham, Bristol City, did accept a £2.5 million bid. We'll offer him a contract and wait and see what he says. I think this guy won't play too many minutes in the first season, but he's only 18 years old, 69 overall, and again, in real life, he is tearing it up at Ashton Gate. So we can bring him to the Riverside Stadium, and he does well for us as well. As a fourth choice striker and a player to watch out for in the future, you know, a good youngster coming through, that will be really exciting for us, and that's what I like to do in my series. Have youngsters coming into the team right in the first season, and even if they don't play too many games, we'll keep an eye on their progress as the years go by. So Tammy Abraham accepts his contract. He becomes our third signing for £2.5 million. Another young English talented striker comes in alongside Saido Berahino. We'll be keeping our eye on both of these strikers as the years go by, and hopefully they'll both prove to be really good acquisitions. As a bid came in for Jordan Rhodes here from one of my former career mode teams, Hamburg, funnily enough, and I said no, he's not going to go to the Volkspark Stadion. He is going to stay at the Riverside Stadium, because I like Jordan Rhodes. I like him as a good goal to game ratio striker, and hopefully he can cut it in the Premier League like he did in all those years in the Championship. But Mayhas did indeed go to QPR for 825 grand, and also Will Hughes accepted his contract as well and comes in on 40 grand a week on a 5-year deal for £4.4 million. So 4 new signings made here in this episode, just 7.5 minutes in. And again, this is exactly what I like to do. Get the pre-season tournament out of the way, do the scouting whilst that's going on, and then roll the sleeves up and get to work and convince these guys to sign for my new club. So Will Hughes comes in, 3 good young English players joining us then, Hughes, Berahino, and also Tammy Abraham as well. And also, of course, Heinz coming in, our first signing of the series. And as you can see, we still have £13 million left over. So I decided not to make any more signings, but how about this? I really wanted to share this with you. McGee, who's on loan from Hearts right now, we don't need him. He's 59 overall, a right back. We have, you know, enough cover in the fullback area, so I decided to terminate his loan. Apparently, he's on £2 grand a week in our player contract section, or I should say our sell player section. Apparently, he's on £2 grand a week. Then it says £850 a week, and then on the remaining wage budget, after I terminated his loan, and it cost us about 20 grand, we could find out that apparently he was on £1,900 a week. So I had no idea what was going on there, because I terminated his loan, and then as you'll see in just a moment's time, my manager rating dropped from 80 to 79. As you see the prediction for this season, the media think we'll finish in 18th place. Now the reason I terminated the loan is because our financial objective with the board this season is a high priority. It's to keep the salary growth from under 10%. Right now it's at 11%, so I thought if I terminate that guy's loan, he's on £2 grand a week, that should help a little bit, reduce our wage, sort of our wage bill, if you will. But instead, for some reason, it's gone up. Now, how does that make sense? I've just terminated that guy's loan, and my managerial rating has dropped because of that. That's not fair. No one seems to know how much money he's actually on per week, either £850, £2 grand, or £1,900. I don't know what our accountant's playing at, but he's not pulling his weight. That's ridiculous. Like, seriously, I terminated a guy's loan to reduce the wage bill, and somehow the game thinks it's gone up, evidently, because my manager rating's dropped. But still, Dimi Konstantopoulos, a Borough, not really a fan's favourite, I suppose, but someone that the fans really like as a goalkeeper. He's 37 years old now, 72 overall. We're going to let him go to Bournemouth for £475,000. Had an amazing clean sheet to game ratio, and that's why the Borough fans loved him so much. But we're going to let him go. His contract's up come the end of the year, and also he's 37 years old, so he's not going to get a new one, and he's certainly not going to outmuscle Guzan or Valdez. And I found it funny as well, as soon as I accepted that bid, he said, I'm really enjoying my football at the moment, I've been playing well, so I'm a bit concerned that the team sheet has me on the bench at the moment, I want to start the game. And I was like, Dimmy, got some bad news to be honest, mate, sit down, but you're not going to play the game at all, you're not going to make it on the bench, and also pack your bags because you're off to Bournemouth. So yeah, Dimmy's going, and that's totally fine with me, as we've got Valdez and Guzan, and we don't really need him. But still, as we come to the first game of the episode then, and the first game of the new Premier League season, we take on Stoke City for our first game in the Premier League since Middlesbrough returned to the top flight. We're at the Riverside Stadium as we hope to get off to a winning start. The teams, of course, met in real life at the start of the season, and it finished as a 1-1 draw, but I'll be hoping for a win in this game and to claim the maximum 3 points and show the home crowd I have high ambitions with this Middlesbrough side, and I want a really solid beginning here at the Riverside Stadium. So the first game is a live commentary. I hope you enjoy it as we take on Stoke City for the Premier League opening day. Good tackle by Negredo, and a chance here possibly on the break. Got Adama with him, and he goes down this right hand side and receives the ball. Need Negredo back in the box here, but instead we'll give it to him there. Negredo inside towards Darun. Darun's inside the area. Darun goes for goal and fires it in. And 16 minutes in, Darun gives us the opening goal of the season in the Premier League, and that is an unlikely goal scorer for us. Our defensive midfielder bursting into the area and firing the ball into the back of the net. Perfect start. It was good link-up play down the right-hand side with Adama and Negredo, and as it came inside to Darun, I was surprised to see him bursting into the area, but once he took it round his man, he only had eyes for goal. I tried to blast it in at the near post, and I succeeded as well. The number 14 with a goal to open the scoring, and that's our first goal of the season. I love the new celebrations as well. Goalkeeper's punch finds Darun, who takes it around his man, he goes for goal. Oh my goodness, what a goal! And Darun has scored his second goal in the game, and it is 2-0 to Middlesbrough, and I think I'm about to do the exact same celebration. I just ran onto the advertising audience again, trying to find a substitute, but oh well, it's 2-0 to Borough, but it's not the same goal as the first one. This one is an absolute cracker. A punch away from Jack Butland, and Darun controls it with the chest, takes it round his man, and then fires the ball in as the ball drops onto the turf and then bounces up perfectly as he fires it into the top corner. And our number 14 has got 2 goals, and I'm applauding on the sidelines. What a strike from Darun. And we lead by 2, and if you were to tell me that we'd lead by 2, possibly going into the break, and both goals will be scored by my defensive midfielder, I'm not sure I would have believed you. But 2-0 to Borough, it's been a dream start here at the Riverside. What a fantastic opening to the Premier League season as things stand. And Stoke have got to be careful as well, because they keep on trying to pass out from the back, and it's just not working for them here, because eventually they get into trouble, get the ball away, and due to the pace we have on the break, we know we can exploit them. And, you know, right on cue, as Adama is on the ball, he'll play it inside, and a chance here for Ramirez. And there was a challenge just in time to get the ball line for a corner, and I think Shawcross may be injured as well. But Stoke are the masters of their own downfall right now. They're trying to pass out from the back. They can't do it all the time. We still lead by 2, and there's more goals in this one for us if we really want to push it. As Downing whips it across to the far post. That's a wicked delivery, and it'll fall to Heinz on the half volley. Now that would have been a dream start had my new centre-back scored a lovely little half volley like that. Still 2-0 though, and it's been a first half dominated by Borough. That's a good touch by Shaqiri here, and Heinz has to come across and try and win it, and he's taken him down. It's a penalty to Stoke City. I lunged in with Heinz on his debut, and he had a chance to score at the other end, and I completely blazed the half volley way over the bar, and now I've given away a penalty just before the break. So we were going to go into half-time leading comfortably by 2. No worry whatsoever. That is right on the line, but the referee has called it right. He's just inside, I feel, and Heinz gives away a penalty. No complaints from me whatsoever. I completely messed that one up, and Victor Valdez needs to deny the number 9 here. He stutters, and Valdez, oh, he dived the right way, but just couldn't get to it. And Jermaine puts Stoke City back in the game, and I only have myself to blame for that one. A poor decision lunging in like that, gave away a soft penalty, and Stoke have been handed a lifeline. Here's a chance for Stoke City, but that's a good tackle there. And as it comes towards Adama, a real chance here as Adama gets his skates on and skips round his man as per usual. Adama doing his best there to beat his man and cross it into the far post. Ramirez, free header surely, puts it into the bottom corner, and it is 3-1 to Middlesbrough just past the hour mark. The Uruguayan gets on the score sheet and restores our 2 2-goal cushion. Once Adama beat Eric Peters, he was always going to be away and never caught up by the fullback. He's got too much pace to get caught up. Once he beats his defender, he crosses the ball in, and there is Ramirez, free header. Marking was atrocious, and he heads it past Jack Butland to restore our 2-goal cushion, and it's no less than we deserve. Middlesbrough 3, Stoke City 1, half an hour to see the game out and claim the 3 points on match day 1. So corner to Stoke. Can they once again reduce the deficit here and cut the lead down to 1? In comes that corner. It's a good ball in. A good first touch as well. Will Hughes, I tried to clear the ball and couldn't do so. And Stoke are in to make it 3-2. And I've just gifted them another goal. I tried to clear the ball with Hughes. I tried to clear the ball with a triangle button and free ball it away. But instead, he seemed to get the ball caught between his feet. And evidently, I did not react quickly enough. So that's my fault once again for not releasing the ball when I could have done. And Marko Arnautovic has put Stoke back in the game. So if there's one thing for sure, my attacking might be quite good. Defending, absolutely atrocious. 3-2, and Stoke once again are back in the game. 6.5 minutes to go, and Peters has surrendered possession there, and Darun takes it round. He's had a great game all game long. Peters is nowhere to be seen here, so we've got bodies coming forward, particularly down the right-hand side. Downing takes his time, crosses the ball in. Berahino beats the goalkeeper to the ball, and Saido Berahino scores on his debut after coming off the bench. Middlesbrough 4, Stoke City 2. Once again, our 2-goal cushion is restored, and this time, I don't think we'll throw it away. Downing takes his time, wicked ball into the centre. Butland gets caught in no man's land, doesn't get to it on time. Berahino beats him to it. He may take a tumble, but he still scores his first goal in a Middlesbrough shirt. What an action-packed start to the Premier League season. Middlesbrough 4, Stoke City 2, and we will, for definite, claim the 3 points. So that will do it then, an action-packed start to the Premier League season, but Middlesbrough win on the opening day, a 4-2 victory over Stoke City, a deserved one as well. Darun with a double. Berahino scored in his debut as well. Really, really encouraging signs as we claim the 3 points, and hopefully this is a sign of things to come. Here's a look at the stats, a solid and thoroughly deserving win, no denying that whatsoever, and a really good victory. And man of the match does go down to Darun as well, who I had down as a defensive midfielder by trade, who may well end up being a good box-to-box midfielder for us. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Moment of the match, of course, no surprises. This absolute wonder goal by Darun. How about this? And what a way to make your mark as a new Middlesbrough player. An unbelievable brace from our number 14. And this goal, of course, was the best. A superb strike, and already in match day 1 a contender for goal of the season. And so that will end the second episode in my FIFA 17 career mode, guys. So I want to say a massive thank you for watching today's episode. I really hope you have enjoyed it, and if you have enjoyed today's episode, then please do leave a like. Likes are of course much appreciated, and they really help the channel grow as well. Borough are top of the table after match day 1, so there's a long way to go, but what a fantastic start here at the Riverside Stadium. Much love to you all, have a fantastic evening, and I hope to see you for the next episode in my FIFA 17 career mode very soon.